Welcome back to Coffee and Conversation. By the way, obviously, Audie is with me. Are you going to stay? What are you going to do? I'm not quite sure what he's going to do. He just woke up. He had been sound asleep. And I thought, I'll go out. I'll get the video filmed while he's sleeping. And that way I don't have to worry about Audie coming in and interrupting what's going on. Yes, I know. That's what I was thinking, isn't it? But he's here with us, which is good. Do you want to say hello to everybody? Come here. No, okay. All right, fine. Okay, come on. Got your little claws in me. Okay, I was hoping to show you his little cat face, but instead we've got him up on my shoulder, purring. Audie has had a rough week. The baby bunnies have gone off to greener pastures, quite literally. They're all gone. The first day that the last of the bunnies were released, Audie left the house at 7 o'clock in the morning and did not come back until 3:30 in the afternoon. I guess he was looking for his bunnies. He came back empty-handed, which is a good thing because I don't want him dragging those poor baby bunnies home. But yes, he's a little forlorn. He was hoping to keep them. I know. If I were a good mommy, I'd let you keep the bunnies. But I'm a bad mommy, so I took them away from you. And he's been giving me this look. Like, is this what became of my dog? Did you throw my dog out in the woods too? So, no, I did not. I absolutely did not. But he is forlorn. He thought he was going to get some pets. He hasn't. So he's feeling a little cheated and a little neglected. Okay, great. Now we can get down to business. Audie has said hello, so all you Audie fans have gotten that. And he's clearly getting past his anger with me. Well, he's a cat. He's got the attention span of a fruit fly, so the bunnies will soon be forgotten. He'll go outside. He'll try to chase a squirrel up a tree. By the way, of all of the little things he has managed to catch and either kill, which unfortunately he does, he's a predator, or bring home as pets, he has never once managed to catch a squirrel. Never once. Audie will only climb about 6 feet up the trees. So scoot 6 feet up, stop, and then look around and make sure that somebody is watching him. He needs to be watched. This is a performance for him. And then when we have all seen how excellent he is climbing up the tree, he'll just drop back down and run off. I don't know what that's all about, but it's the same thing every time. Scurry up 6 feet, stop, freeze, look around, make sure he's got an audience, and then go away again. Who knows? All right, that's the end of our Audie news. We're going to take a quick look at the intro, and we'll be right back. So, those of you with sharp eyes are going to notice that I've changed my clothes. Well, I looked at the footage of the video I had filmed. It ran well over an hour, and I couldn't figure out how to cut it. So we're going to have to start all over again. I got a request last weekend to talk about buying clothing online. And I thought the best way to start a discussion like this is to show you some of my better online buys. And I'm wearing them. Now, for starters, I really need to tell you that everything, every scrap of clothing, jewelry, even my glasses on my body at this moment is an online purchase. Some of the deals are better than others. So, let me start with what I am wearing. This shirt, I'm going to show you a picture of it. I got two like this. You'll see why in a moment. So, here are the two shirts. They are linen rayon blends, 53% linen, 47% rayon. So, I'm very happy with the fabric content. They are lightweight, breezy, perfect for summer. $12 a piece. Now, to be fair, if you look at this, you'll see the collar is rather large. I think that was the style when I got these in 2023. It was certainly the style when I was in high school in the early 1970s. Do you remember how big our collars were? Well, the cuffs are equally large, but I don't have a problem with them if I just turn them back a little. No big deal. And if they end up really getting on my nerves, I'll take a needle and thread and do a little stitching to hold that in place. But for $12, I can and will live with it. Very, very good buy. Because we have excellent construction, we have a very good fabric content, we have a ridiculous price. I'm sorry, the price is just plain ridiculous. And these were purchased from H&M. They were having a closeout. I had gone to H&M's website looking for something else, but because I was searching by material type and I was searching for linen, this came up, I saw the price, and I said, oh yeah. And I hit that button and they just magically appeared at my doorstep 3 days later. The sweater vest. This is from a company, I'm calling it Skettier. I don't know how to pronounce that in Irish Gaelic. It's Skellig. In Icelandic, it's Skettier, but I have no idea. Obviously, it's an Irish Gaelic word. This is an Irish company, but it's also an Icelandic word from the Old Norse. So until I find an Irish Gaelic speaker, we're stuck with however I am pronouncing it. Oops. $30. This is a fairly recent purchase. I got this and another one that's similar. They're not exactly the same pattern, but they're basically the same style. Sweater vests, 100% merino wool, $30 a piece. You cannot make them for that price. You just can't. So, were these good bargains? Yes. By the way, I'm going to list the companies that I'm talking about in the video notes. As you know, I do not take sponsorships. I will not pimp out my audience. You know, it's just, yeah, if they want to buy you, they're going to have to go through somebody else because I am not selling you to anyone. I'm just giving you information on deals I have gotten. Now, I believe the sweater vests are probably still available. I haven't checked, but I think some are. I chose the colors that, well, I chose one color that I liked. This one is a color that you folks recommended to me. So I chose one, you chose one. The button-downs from H&M 2023, nope, long gone, sorry. But the reason I'm showing you this is not, oh, look at the bargains I got, but you can do this too. This is not because I am such a fabulous shopper and I just know the internet and I'm an old woman, come on. My idea of shopping is going to a mall, going into a dress store, finding a sales associate. That's where I learned my shopping skills from. But I've had to get used to online shopping. We all did in 2020. So I have learned a lot along the way. And I made mistakes along the way, too. Don't get me wrong. It's not as if this is typical of everything I've purchased. These days, this is not at all out of line for the kinds of deals I will get because I've learned from my mistakes, which is why I'm sharing this with you. That, and of course, the fact that one of you asked for it. So, yes, I produce the content you want. All right, if you are going to shop online, I would say consider what you're doing. Are you window shopping? Are you going online just to get an idea of things you might like? I want to get some more blouses, for example. If that's what you want to do, don't buy right away. Don't. Well, you find one of these for $12, buy it. Other than that, don't buy right away. What you want to do for starters when you're just window shopping is get an idea of the companies that have the kinds of products you like, the styles, the colors, the quality of construction, the types of fabrics. And you should have some idea. I mean, unless you are a 16-year-old girl, and if you are, let me tell you right now, stick with natural fabrics. You won't go wrong. But other than that, most adult women have a very good idea of what they would like. What do you want in your wardrobe? Go window shopping and just start creating a wish list. That's the best place to begin. But don't buy right away, because that gorgeous piece that you saw at Neiman Marcus for $270 might very well have a twin brother or sister at Macy's on sale for $50. Just keep that in mind. If you actually have a plan, and I would suggest this, shop with intention. Now, I've got nothing against window shopping. I do it myself all the time. Gets me into trouble. I'm not going to lie. It does get me into trouble, but I do it all the time. How else am I going to come up with ideas? Well, okay. The easy answer for how I'm going to come up with ideas is I throw my wardrobe deficiencies out to you folks, and you come up with ideas. This color being one of them, yes. So, well, it's the advantage of having a YouTube channel and a very clever, very involved audience, too. Shop with intention. If you are looking for blouses, if you're going out saying, well, I'm going to have to get rid of a lot of the stuff in my closet, it's not stylish, a lot of things are worn, a lot of things are just, they don't fit me anymore, I don't like them anymore, I have got to get some new blouses, then shop for blouses. Don't go online and just say, I will go through Macy's online sales, because you're going to find things that are not blouses. You're going to take all of the money you were going to spend on blouses that you need, and you're going to end up spending it on skirts or sweaters or trousers or shoes that you don't need. So intentionality is important. If you have a gap in your wardrobe, plug that gap. If you're just out to window shop, throw everything in a wish list and think about it, but don't buy right away. That is the easiest way in the world to make mistakes. And that, by the way, is mostly how I've made just about all of my mistakes. So, let's take a look at a little more detail in this. You're buying online and you don't know who to trust. I've had that problem too. I am going to give you some of my go-tos. Skepia is one. H&M, yes, they are a fast fashion merchant, but they have really good items available as well. Do they have a lot of high-quality items? No. You're going to have to pick through a lot of garbage to get what you want. But will you find a linen blend blouse for $12? I did. Why can't you? When I look at what I'm going after in terms of filling my wardrobe, I always start with the material. Do I always buy that material that I had in my head when I began shopping? No. but it does give me a solid starting spot. So, very recently, I decided I would go online because I have a number of lightweight pullover sweaters from my friends in the UK. You call them jumpers. We don't. In the US, a jumper is something very different. It's something you would call a pinafore. So, yeah, it gets really confusing. You should have seen what I went through when I discovered the concept of matinee jackets in Australia. Yep, those are baby clothes. I always thought of a matinee jacket as a little quilted jacket you wore to bed. I know, isn't it amazing? We all allegedly speak the same language, but sometimes I have my doubts. Okay, lightweight pullover sweaters. I have a lot of those. And I noticed that last winter, because remember, I'm pulling my sweaters out of the boxes and recirculating them in my wardrobe because we are at that time of year. I noticed last year that I wasn't wearing them perhaps as much as I would have liked to. And I thought about it and said, well, why is that? Well, the fact is, I really would have preferred to have a blouse underneath them. And although I have plenty of like these button-down blouses, do I have anything? I mean, look at these cuffs. You really think that's going to fit under a lightweight little pullover? No. So I didn't have anything like that. So I started off with, well, if it's going under a pullover sweater, I want it lightweight. Let's start with silk. That would be lovely. Now, sure, I'm shooting the moon at this. It's like, but why not? You know, I would like a silk blouse to put under my little pullover sweater. And then I realized I would also like a collar. Do I want this? No, no. So I don't want a silk button-down blouse. No, that is just too big for the purpose. So I started narrowing it down a little further, and I decided that I would focus on silk Henleys with collars. I don't think that's a thing, by the way. A Henley does not have a collar. So, yeah. But when I started looking for things like that, I came across a silk polo shirt. So, yes, okay, perfect. Silk polo shirt. It was on Amazon. 100% silk, but I didn't know the company that was selling it. Could I trust them? I don't know. Sometimes on Amazon you can trust the companies, sometimes you can't. And when it comes to something like silk, that is the sort of fabric people will lie about. They will also lie about linen. And it can be very, very hard to tell the difference between silk and a silk blend. The price is going to be very different for those two. It can be very hard to tell the difference between linen and these strange cotton polyester blends that mimic linen. So you have to be cautious about that. And the best thing to do is deal with a seller that is reliable. I didn't know this seller. But what happened was I got very lucky. As I was reading through the reviews, somebody mentioned that there was a discrepancy in the tag. So we have one company selling it, but a different name on the tag. I did recognize that name. Again, go through the reviews because reviews give you a lot of information. In this case, it gave me the information on the company that made this polo shirt. I've done business with them. I know them. They are reliable. So did I buy it? Yes, I did. And it was $27. Wow. And because it's a polo shirt, it has the collar. It doesn't have buttons, but I don't need buttons because it's only open a very small sort of V in the front. No big deal. Oh, let me just show you the pictures. Okay, here you go. This way I don't have to describe it. just a polo shirt. $27. I got it and I said, great. But this shirt was on sale. And it came in 2 other colors. And I thought, gee, wouldn't it be lovely if the black one was on sale? The 3rd color, by the way, is gray. The gray also happens to be on sale right now, just FYI. If you like gray, go there, get the sale. But the black was not. I sat on that for a few days, probably about 10 days or 2 weeks, and thought maybe that'll go on sale because this company does sporadically offer sales. After about 2 weeks, I said, no, I've wanted this for 2 weeks. Is it really going to kill me to pay the extra, like $6, something like that? Was it $6? No, I think it was $8. Is it really going to kill me to spend the extra $8 for this shirt? I want it, it's there, and it's already on sale. I just wanted a better sale. So I realized, no, it's black. Black items rarely go on sale because they sell very well all by themselves. So I grabbed that one. Yes, I paid a little more for it. However, I still got a very, very good deal on it. And yes, I left the gray one behind because I don't like gray. And even though I do like sales, I don't like sales enough to buy things I don't want. So that was the story of how I ended up getting these shirts. They are perfect for what I want. Because the short sleeves means the lightweight little jumpers are going to go over it perfectly. I won't have to worry about cuffs or buttons, but I'll get that little collar thing that I wanted. Would I have worn the jumpers more often if I had a cute little collared shirt to wear underneath it? Yes, I would. So it was filling a gap in my wardrobe. Was it a necessity? No, it was not. On the other hand, I got the 2 shirts for about $60. Was it a bargain? Yes, it was. Am I satisfied? Absolutely. It's silk content. I know this. I've dealt with this company before. They always send you a swatch that you can do a burn test on. Like, wow, okay. That's lovely. And obviously you don't know that that is a genuine sample, but I would say, given the fact that I have actually tested their silk before, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Usually people don't go to that trouble unless it is genuine silk. Did I see blouses very much like this that were from another company that were not 100% silk? Yes. So be cautious. And that's why I would say deal with companies you know and trust. And that is key. So that was an Amazon find, by the way. So I'm going to give you that information, the company and Amazon, and go get them if you want. They're there. They're there for everybody. So that is how I usually approach it. Did I know what I wanted when I started this little quest? Yes and no. Yes, I wanted something to wear under the jumper. Would I have been satisfied with a turtleneck? Maybe. But what I was really looking for was a shirt with a collar. So that did it for me. I would say, know what you want. Consider the fabrics and start there. If you're not fabric picky, if you are willing to get fast fashion and go with polyester, then the world is yours. And I have nothing against fast fashion. It serves a purpose. And we've had this discussion before. I think fast fashion has enabled a lot of people who are not about to go off and buy Loro Piana shirts at Neiman Marcus. Gives them an opportunity to actually have decent clothing in their closet, look nice, clothe their kids for school, and just because I may not want what they want doesn't mean I have the right to tell them they can't have it. Just that simple. I'd rather people have their needs met. Okay, enough about that. When we start looking at online markets, start with companies you know and trust. My short list is Macy's. I've dealt with them in their brick and mortar facilities. They will take anything back. If you don't like it, you can send it back to them. No questions asked. Skeffia, yes, I love their sweaters. I have bought sweaters from, Lord knows, everybody who's selling them because I like sweaters. These people have very high quality, very, very good prices. Their quality is top notch. No mistake about that. But the real selling point is they have the best prices out there, period. If you want a sweater, go to them. I have also done very well at Macy's. Let me show you some. These are cashmere sweaters I got at Macy's, and they were on clearance. Now, 100% cashmere. 2 of them were $40. 1 of them was $48. Macy's is a name brand store, so don't think you can't go to name brand stores and get bargains because you can. You just have to wait for their clearance sales. And I would say always look at clearance sales. Now, pulling back from the successes, the great deals, let me just tell you about another one, and this is still playing out. I will keep you posted. I had gotten a sweater. It was not a fabulous deal, but it was a very pretty sweater. And I got this about a year ago at a company called Bohcra, and they're out of Hong Kong. And usually I don't have a problem buying clothing from Hong Kong. They have some of the finest tailors in the world there. So you can get some gorgeous pieces just by taking your business over to Hong Kong. So I got this beautiful sweater. This was, I believe, $143. It's a lot, but it was beautiful, and I liked it. So I decided to check them out again, and they were having a sale. And this is just maybe a week ago. And I ordered 3 more sweaters from them. All 3 of these sweaters were less expensive than that one. I mean, all 3 put together were less expensive than that one sweater alone because they were having a sale. So I ordered the 3 sweaters. Fantastic. Now, that first sweater, the one I bought last year, came in 4 days. So it wasn't coming in straight from Hong Kong. They probably have a clearinghouse somewhere in North America. Probably Canada. A lot of the Hong Kong sellers like to run their merchandise through Canada. I assume, the Commonwealth relationship, which existed for them for a very long time. I know it doesn't exist technically anymore, but they probably have historical business relationships. And stuff does come in here from Canada very, very quickly. So this time out, they're like, nope, it's going to take a minimum of 2 weeks because of U.S. tariffs. Well, don't preach your politics at me. I have no control over U.S. tariffs. I can't help it. And it's like I got the feeling walking away that this company was trying to penalize me for U.S. tariffs, trying to make sure that I was aware of the fact that I wouldn't be getting my items in the usual 4 days because of Donald Trump. Well, that doesn't work for me. I'm sorry, especially with Commonwealth countries. No offense to my friends, but do remember U.S. history and taxes. So, am I going to be sympathetic to people complaining about tariffs? No, I am not. If you don't like the tariffs, do what we did. throw the tea into the bay and declare a revolution. Worked for us. So, yeah. And I am being facetious about that. I don't want anybody fomenting revolution. I don't want to be doing that. But the point is, I have nothing to do with tariffs. And the fact that this company will not put my items in a box and hand them off to a shipper, which they have not done yet, by the way, has nothing to do with tariffs. They are simply slowing the order fulfillment process, most likely in an effort to encourage their U.S. customers to complain about the tariffs. Sorry, no. I am just not that political. It's not going to happen. I'll get my sweaters or I won't. Will I do business with them again? No, I will not. I was very pleased with the sweater I got last time. I've already paid for the ones that are coming in, but was this a learning experience? Yes, yes. And who knows what's going to happen? Am I going to get the merchandise? It hasn't arrived yet. It hasn't even been shipped yet. Is this going to be some sort of, ongoing battle? Possibly. I hope not. But I bring this up because I want you to understand that buying online, even with a company that I had experience with and a very positive experience with in the past, is always going to be a little bit of a crapshoot. It's not the same as walking into a store, taking an item off a rack, taking it to a cashier, handing them money, and walking out the door with it. No, there are things to be concerned about. And I did want to make that very, very clear before I walk away giving you the idea that all online sales are perfect and stress-free and blah, blah, blah. No, not necessarily. There's always a bit of a risk. Do I think this is a high risk? No. I do think this company is, once they get through their petty nonsense, I do think this company is going to pack up my sweaters and send them to me. If they don't, I'm fairly sure I will be able to get my money back. But sometimes this happens. I would suspect that the more other countries get irritated with our government's policies, the more this sort of thing might be happening. Am I suggesting that you do what this company clearly wants me to do and complain to somebody? No, absolutely not. Even if I hated those tariffs, if they're holding my sweaters hostage, you better believe I will not lift a finger to help them. So it backfired. If that's what their plan was, it backfired. And I would, okay, don't be reactionary and petty. Just let me say that, even though I am being reactionary and petty. But that is the risk that the sellers run if they try to dump their political agendas off on their customers. But nevertheless, it is a risk. So this is where I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to pick this up tomorrow. As I say, I have more than an hour's worth of footage from the original video, so I'm going to pick this up. Online buying is a massive topic, and hopefully I can start you off with some of my favorite sellers, some of my best deals. Look for clearances, check reviews, read everything, know what you want, and try to stick with sellers you know. Also, prepare for problems, because is anything guaranteed these days? No, nothing is. But can it be done? Yes, absolutely. All right, that is what I have for you today. Again, we're picking up tomorrow. So thank you for being with me today. I hope to see you again tomorrow. And in the meanwhile, have a terrific day.